Today on our show,
Marvelous Marc's movies of 2016, the ones he liked best. Number 5 through number 1. Today on Fat Man, on Batman. Welcome to Fat Man on Batman. I'm Kevin Smith.
I'm Marc Bernardin.
And guess what?
Huh?
We're in the middle of something. You
What?
caught us in the middle of shit.
Hey.
We were talking about last episode Marc's top 10 of 2016, and he did 4 honorable mentions, and he did number 10 through number 6. Remind them, title-wise, what those were.
Audible mentions: The Handmaiden, Zootopia, Kubo and the Two Strings, Manchester by the Sea. Number 10, O.J. Made in America.
Long-ass documentary. but
Long-ass
good.
fucking doc, but worth
7
it.
hours, but it counts as a movie. Go.
Yes. Rogue One.
He wasn't in the movie, but you know.
You know it. Train to Busan, South Korean zombie train film.
Which is the movie on everyone's lips.
Absolutely.
This
Can't
is
stop
a
talking about it.
Good flick, though. Zombies on a train.
Deadpool. Number 7.
Needs no explanation.
Number 6, Hell or High Water. Captain Kirk in the Old West.
That's right. Jeff Bridges. Jeff Bridges, as we say in America, not Jeff Bridges, as they say in Russia.
I thought you were going South America. I thought you were South Africa.
Jeff Bridges, man.
We are no Krugerrands here.
Chris Pine, Captain
Chris Pine,
Kirk, as
Ben
Mark
Foster,
pointed out.
the Angel.
Ben Foster, the Angel from the X-Men movies. Amongst others, he was in 3:10 to Yuma. As
He
well.
was. He's
Good actor, Ben Foster.
He's really good when he gets to wear like a handlebar mustache.
Yeah, when he gets to kind of bury himself in a little bit of business and stuff.
And dust.
I would argue he's pretty much good all the time, but you're right. When he gets to, he's especially sharp when
Yeah.
I'm one of these, y'all, or whatever.
I just get to be dirty.
All right, so there's your top
6.
6. Now we dive into the top 5. Marc's journey through cinema 2016
Indeed.
finishes now. Number 5.
Number 5, Moana.
Oh, the cartoon.
The cartoon.
Really? That's deep on your list?
It's
Like that beats, what was
deep on my list.
What was your honorable mention? It was
Kubo,
like
Kubo and the Two Strings, and Zootopia.
Zootopia. That beats Zootopia?
Yeah.
Tell the story, go ahead.
And part of it is, like we talked about with Rogue One, like seeing Rogue One at the premiere, seeing it in that room made that a special experience. I saw Moana election night. Like I went to a screening because I'm like, I would like to not be around for 2 hours.
Right.
And
I really need the fucking, this is what movies are made for.
Totally.
Take me the fuck
Just
out of here.
disappear me from the world for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And for those 2 hours to go and see this story about this sort of plucky young girl who happens to be a girl of color who saves her village by being brave and by understanding like sort of social dynamics and how to deal with the environment and deal with the masculine energy of somebody like The Rock and save the day. Like that was a wonderful place to be for a while.
Perfect timing for that.
Perfect timing for that.
Have you seen it more than that time?
I had got the award screener for it, and it
I don't even know if I got mine.
yeah, no, and it really holds up. It holds up in great part because the two dudes who did it, Ron Musker and John Clements, also did Aladdin, also did Beauty and the Beast. Like these dudes know from
Slackers.
fucking Disney. So it moves and it's fun and it's funny and it's incredibly rich. And the music is phenomenal because it's by Lin-Manuel Miranda. So all of the songs are Hamilton level good.
Jeez.
And The Rock is super fucking fun. That's just
Man,
what he does.
You sold me a ticket.
So yes, Moana, number 5. I cannot speak highly enough of that.
Number 4.
Number 4, La La Land.
Damien Chazelle?
Damien Chazelle.
Chazelle, is that what it is?
Damien Chazelle. His
Chazelle,
sort
like
of,
a Giselle?
like
Like Giselle Bundchen?
like Giselle. Damien Chazelle Bundchen.
So if she marries Damien Chazelle, she'd be Giselle Chazelle?
Yes, you would.
Do it!
Just for the puns.
Unless he's previously engaged to somebody else.
I'm not entirely sure, but just for our purposes, it'd be great.
This, I haven't watched it yet, but my kid fucking loved this movie. Came home bawling, like, this is everything!
I mean, I saw it in a screening, like 6 people in the room, and it opens with this Technicolor musical sequence on like the 110. It's like on an exit ramp onto an LA freeway. And it's just all primary colors and music and energy and 50s MGM musicals and 60s French New Wave musicals like Umbrellas of Cherbourg or Singing in the Rain. And it's just parts of this movie are magic, and the kind of magic you don't see that much anymore. And that kind of throwback, like, oh, fuck, we're just going to sing. Like that thing the musicals do where we sing what we feel because we can't say it. to then have that mated with the story of a young actress and a struggling jazz man played by Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone. Totally different movie. It all worked for me. Like, even the parts that don't work for me. Because, and as much as like me and Harley love this movie, there's lots of people who don't love this movie.
Is that right?
Primarily because
everyone liked it.
there's this sort of undercurrent against it, primarily because Ryan Gosling's character is a bit of a dick. And so my wife specifically found it hard to sympathize with him in any way, or with her to a certain degree for being with him, because we could all see he's a dick. Why can't she see he's a dick? I choose to interpret it as Ryan Gosling is the final boss that she needs to defeat before she can become the truly actualized person that she is. And by the end of the movie, you see...
Spoilers.
Well, but you see, like, her best destiny is what the end of the movie is about, including his tragic flaw and how it undercuts what his best destiny could have been. But no, it's just magical in parts. It's wonderful.
This is the boy that did
Whiplash.
which is an awesome movie as well.
Which is also the story about how you create a villain. Because it is just nothing but like, you're a pretty good kid. I'm a bullet-headed asshole. I'm going to turn you into Magneto. How am I going to do that? With jazz. Yeah. And by the end of that movie, when you see them like vibing with each other and like, oh yeah, you're perfect now. You've hammered out all emotion from your music. You've become a wonderful, monotonous, metronomic villain person just like me. And then you leave the theater. Yeah. It's how to make a supervillain, and this movie is how to defeat your final boss. He's like a video game comic book filmmaker buried.
Working in classy material.
Absolutely.
All right, so that's number 4.
That's number 4.
Worth watching, man.
For sure. I feel like...
Number 3.
Number 3, Captain America Civil War.
Oh.
Also this year.
We love this movie.
I mean, much like Rogue One, like this feels like it's everything I've ever wanted in a comic book movie.
Yeah. Boy, I mean, like this is Marvel cooking on all cylinders. Like, we know how to do this in spades at this point.
Totally. It's like that airport sequence alone, much like the Darth Vader sequence, is just, I cannot get enough of
the
watching
Darth Vader
that.
sequence times 1,000, because it goes on and on and on. Even them if it had just been them running at each other, like fucking Challenge of the Super Friends, we would have been like, that was awesome. But
Thank you.
Giant Man, Ant-Man becoming Giant Man,
And
fucking like
Spider-Man.
Black Panther, Spider-Man, the Spider-Man we all wanted to see forever. Oh, yeah. That's a thrilling filmmaker.
Yeah, there's so much that works in that movie.
All hail the Russo brothers.
All hail the Russos. So that's number 3.
Number 2.
Number 2, Arrival.
I love this movie. I had to grab the fucking desk. I love this movie. My favorite screenplay of the year. And that's saying something, because there was some really well-written shit this year. But that screenplay is absolutely magical. That movie is insanely well-directed. Her performance is haunting. It's emotionally affecting as fuck. If you're remotely inclined to movies that have meaning, and this is a sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
Like, on the surface, what you've been sold, if you saw a trailer about like aliens are coming, you have not been lied to. That is what the movie is, but it is so not what that movie is. It's a beautiful, beautiful, scary, thrilling, mysterious. Like, half the time you're like, what the fuck's going on? But when they finally bring it all together and they click it home, you instantly roll tears. It is that fucking stunning and beautiful.
Yeah,
that's
like
storytelling.
It does the thing that science fiction is supposed to do, like great science fiction does, which is allegorical storytelling. It is, let me tell you a story about you buried in a story about something fantastical. And this is a story about communication. It's a story about, overcoming the differences between people so that you can actually communicate, so that you can actually make progress, that you can actually save the world. And again...
And tough for them to communicate, because they were like...
Yeah, they're fucking outer space knuckles. But, and again, this was one of those movies that came out in September. It premiered at Toronto, out in theaters in like late October, just as the election was coming up to speed. And it felt like this, like it's a movie of this time, despite the fact that it was in the works for a good year and a half beforehand.
Right.
But it hit this perfect nexus point between want and need. Like, I needed to escape. I wanted to hear something hopeful, and that's kind of what this movie was.
Perfect. So that's number 2.
Number 2, Arrival.
Take us home, Papa. Your favorite movie of 2016, Marc Bernardin, was?
Moonlight.
Oh, I still haven't seen Moonlight.
Moonlight.
Wow. Yeah?
Yeah. Directed by...
I just watched the trailer last night.
Barry
It was really
Jenkins.
Strong. Barry Jenkins?
Barry Jenkins, who...
Barry Jenkins!
Had only made one other movie before this, a small film that did well enough, but didn't blow up in any real way. But it is this sort of triptych of a story following sort of 3 periods in the life of this young black kid in the Liberty Heights sort of ghetto sections of Miami, as he comes to grip with both being black in a world that doesn't seem to want him to be in it, gay in a black world that totally doesn't want him to be that, and then at lost with a mother who's a crackhead and on drugs and no real father figure in his life except for another drug dealer, and just watching him find a way through masculinity, find a way through manhood, find a way through the world. It's so haunting and it's so moving and it's so lyrical. Like there are these moments where and they got 3 different actors for these parts who look nothing alike, except for the fact that because they all managed to be directed the right way, they feel like the same person.
I noticed that in the trailer. I was like, is that supposed to be the guy?
Yeah, that guy and that guy and that guy, but it all connects in such a perfect way. The only actors that you will recognize in any way is
the guy who was in Luke Cage.
Yeah, Mahershala Ali.
He's so good.
He's so good. He's also in Hidden Figures, which
he's in Hidden
super
Figures. He's
fun.
like, all right, spit on it. I was so excited. I was like, yes! Hidden Figures. He's the guy they get. Who's the suitor for
Taraji.
Yeah.
And Janelle Monáe, also in Hidden Figures, plays his girlfriend in this one. And
What's her name?
Janelle Monáe.
She's wonderful in Hidden Figures.
Yeah, she's super
Hidden
fun.
Figures is a wonderful flick, too.
I love that movie. I love that movie. And then there's Naomi Harris, who was Moneypenny in the James Bond movies, plays
I love her.
the crackhead mom. Yeah.
She plays American?
She plays American. She plays the sort of drug-addled mom of this
Shot
character.
by, is it look good?
It looks beautiful.
Shot by James Laxton, the guy that shot Tusk and Yoga Hosers, man.
I mean, there are these scenes of just this, like, the sweat of Miami in the summer. You can see it just like vibrating off of surfaces. There are the whites of the cars and the greens of the trees and the blues of the skies. And there are these sequences at night that just, especially on this beach in Miami, that is just lit with this glow to it that just, it's tangible. Like you can feel every frame of this movie. I honestly feel like Barry Jenkins wins Best Director for this, while La La Land wins Best Picture.
Really?
Because La La Land is that thing Hollywood loves, which is tell us how much you love Hollywood.
Right.
And
it's a movie about itself.
It's a movie about itself. Whereas Moonlight is absolutely a movie that had been like hammered into shape by this person and would not exist if not for this guy. And his sort of, dealing with this sort of roiling cauldron of emotion and circumstance and fate and inevitability, like all of this is handled with this perfect precision. It's a remarkable movie.
Fuck, man. This is the most eloquent review of Moonlight I've heard yet, and you've definitely now pushed me into watching. I wanted to watch for a while, I just haven't gotten around to it, but because everybody's like, this movie's amazing.
Yeah.
And I wanted to see it mostly because of James. But that review right there, and the fact that it's your number one, everything you saw the show.
It'll break your heart in like 3 or 4 different places.
I like that, man. That's the kind of movie. We're middle-aged men, so we like shit that hits us here. And stuff.
Like find a way to cry.
Yeah, if you can make me. I just want to feel something without having to cut. That's a fucking impressive list, man. Thanks for taking us through that. 2 episodes to get there, but you got 14 fucking movies to choose from. If you haven't seen some of them, go down the list and fill the holes. Plug your holes. If you
Plug
see a
them.
hole, fill it. Plug it up. Plug it up.
I mean, I can't say that there was a movie this year that affected me, that wowed me the way that Mad Max Fury Road did.
Fun movie.
Super fun movie, and just it's pure cinema. Like it's cinema, like in the dictionary. What is cinema? That's cinema.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Do not become addicted to water, my friend. That's the important takeaway from that movie. That's what I learned. I was like,
water.
I'm never fucking getting addicted to water, man.
Nope. Don't gonna drink it anymore.
And you will resent its absence.
But no, it was a strong year for movies, especially towards the end of it.
There it is, man. Next up, my top 10. I wonder how many different, what will be on there that's different than yours. What did I see that I'm like, Arrival's on my list. Zootopia will be on my list. Spoilers. We'll figure out my list is.
Rogue One will be on your list.
That's true. There's going to be a lot of crossover for sure. But hey, if you don't want to watch those episodes, fucking skip them. There.
Skip them.
Fucking said it. If you just love Marc enough to watch Marc's episodes, skip my bullshit opinion. Guess what my fucking top 10 list is going to be? Yoga Hosers, Yoga Hosers, Yoga Hosers now on Netflix. Yoga Hosers, Yoga Hosers, Yoga Hosers, Yoga Hosers, Rogue One. No, I'm sure. I'm sure there'll be some other films on that. I love The Rival, so as you can see, I could fucking suck the dick of a rival for a while. But I forgot. I got to go back and do my homework. I forgot about Deadpool. Deadpool's on my list too.
I'm telling you, man.
I'm telling you, maybe a very similar list.
There was some weird thing, and I like to call it an election, that seems to have broken the year in twain.
Cleaved it, if you will, in twain?
Cleaved it in twain. Where there's just movies that came out in the front end of the year that I forgot were this year. And just everything had been like October on. And going like, oh, fuck, yeah, that's right. Civil War was this year. Oh, shit, Deadpool was this year.
You were so busy thinking about all that back end action. You forgot about fucking the up front.
Front end action.
How it happens in the front. The front piece.
Smooth like a Barbie.
Creepy. There it is, man. A fucking amazing list. Ended with a creepy notion. That's Fat Man on Batman for this week, man. Thanks for hanging out. I've been Kevin Smith.
And I've been Marc Bernardin.
Come back next week or next episode. We'll talk about some more shit. Probably my top 10.
Yeah.
Same fat time. Same fat channel. Smartcast.com or
YouTube.com/Kevin Smith.